Got to ask you now with the Edmonton Oilers and Stuart Skinner, and clearly he's seeing some starts that he's never seen before. The games are going to get heavier. How ready is he on this, and how could a guy like Jack Campbell get back in there?
Well, one of the things that's happened with Jack Campbell is he's finally, after 10 years, modernized his equipment. He's made a significant shift in that regard. Yeah. And I just had Mike McKenna on my show from Daily Face-Off, and we talked about this. So Jack's last two starts have gone a little bit better. Skinner's going to start tonight. Skinner's wife is pregnant. It's their first child. Stuart's from Edmonton. He played for the same athletic club that I did as a kid. He was obviously better because he was actually good enough to play in the Western League, and I wasn't. But, the bottom line is he's going back after the game tonight to be with his wife. And so Campbell's going to get the starts, I would think, Wednesday and Friday against Anaheim and San Jose. It's, it's one of the storylines that, the Oilers, yet again, a very pedestrian first 40 games of the season, just like seemingly each of the last 4 years. And Campbell initially was a challenge for Edmonton. I mean, he can't have a sub-880 save percentage and have long-term sustained success with that. So he kind of lost the number one job to Skinner. You guys would like Skinner. He's big. He's 6'4". He's thick.
Oh, he's got some upside
for sure.
He's. I wouldn't say he has necessarily elite reflexes, but he doesn't have to be because he's positionally sound. And the biggest thing that you guys would like about him is he is the lowest maintenance guy. Like I could not handle. I don't like high-strung goalies, and I don't like goalies that stare down their defense after a giveaway or, blown assignment or something like that. He's the antithesis of this. He is as chill of a 24-year-old netminder as you'll find anywhere. And, he always wanted to be an Oiler, and he's got a big chance to have a long. In Campbell's case, they got the equipment's played a factor. He's been better in his last couple starts, and the Oilers have actually only given up 14 goals over the last 6 games. Like, they're not on the defensive level that Toronto was for that sustained run that the Leafs have had, but they're playing marginally better. Campbell's played marginally better, and Skinner's been one of the stories of the season for Edmonton so far.
The Oilers confuse me, Staff. They're a team I don't bet on, for, against. I just don't touch their games because I feel like I never know what you're going to get from that group. What are some of the challenges with consistencies? Why does it seem to me like they can beat good teams, they can lose to bad teams? You just don't seem to know what's coming.
One of the things that happens, Justin, I think, with Edmonton is they need to realize that when you have McDavid and Draisaitl, teams get up to play you. Mm-hmm. Every team. So when the Oilers are motivated to play, so like they won in Tampa Bay this year, and they've beaten Carolina. They won in Dallas. They've won some games against some good teams, and then they've, you know where I'm going with this. So I think that they've got to ratchet up the level of the, and frankly, the other thing is their defenses. They've missed Duncan Keith on the back end for all the. And I know you have an analytics flavor to you. I do too. I have time for it. But when the Oilers made that deal, it got absolutely eviscerated in the Edmonton. Why would you take Duncan Keith at full price and, on the cap and everything else? Well, his play with Evan Bouchard in the second half of last season was a major storyline for Edmonton.
Yeah.
He really settled the team down, and they have not replaced him. Kulak's had to play basically second pairing left shot D minutes with Barry. Bouchard hasn't been the same player this year. He was 6th in the league in 5-on-5 scoring last year in terms of, factoring in time on ice. Like, I think he was 11th overall in the league in 5-on-5 scoring for defense, and then 6th if you factored in time on ice. So, I look at the defense of the team, wasn't good enough early. It started to improve. And then the other thing that was supposed to happen was they had a secondary wave of forwards that were supposed to come underneath McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman and Nugent Hopkins, because Kane's been out, and those guys just haven't delivered. Fogle, more so, frankly, Puljujarvi and Yamamoto. Jesse Puljujarvi, it's a conundrum I don't think we're going to get figured out here in Edmonton. I got to tell you that right now. But last year, Yamamoto had 14 even-strength goals at 5-on-5, and Fogle and Puljujarvi each had 9. That's 32. This year, that trio, who are now making $4 million more than they were last year, that trio has combined for 8 5-on-5 goals in the first 41 games. Like, they're at half the rate they were at the year before.
Right.
And even though the team's fourth in goals for, there's been times where, you know, Yamamoto and Puljujärvi have played over 400 combined minutes with McDavid and Draisaitl this year. You got to have more than 5 even-strength goals between the two of them. Like, I'm sorry, like Derek Ryan plays 9 minutes a game. He has 5 even-strength goals, and Clint Costin was in the minors before they recalled him. He's got 5 goals. So it's, you know, I could look to Jack Campbell's start. I could look for the team defense. It needs to be better, but they've also got to get some more secondary scoring support as well.